Welcome to this explainer. Right now, as you're sitting there looking at your screen, listening to my voice, I want you to just take a beat. Pause for a second and ask yourself something incredibly simple, but honestly pretty profound. How do you know, with absolute 100% certainty, that you are awake right now? I know, it sounds like a total trick question, right? We just assume we're awake because, everything feels so solid and tangible. But human perception is a really tricky thing. Today, we're exploring the doorway to awareness and the true art of mastering reality checks.
Okay, let's dive into this. Am I dreaming right now? I actually want you to genuinely consider this seemingly strange question for a second. Seriously, don't just brush it off as some rhetorical exercise. Really ask yourself. Look around the room you're in. Feel the chair underneath you. Look closely at the screen. Is this definitively, absolutely real? Or is there a tiny chance this could all be an incredibly detailed projection of your own mind? Think about it, because in dreams, everything feels incredibly real. Think back to your most vivid, intensely immersive dreams. While you're actually inside them, you almost never question the bizarre physics, the weird scenarios, or the random people wandering around. The illusion is totally complete. Your brain is essentially running this massive, full-scale simulation, and it feels just as concrete as whatever device you're watching this explainer on right now. The people, the places, those intense emotional experiences, they are undeniably real to you in that moment. So validating that little tiny seed of doubt about your current waking state, that's actually a super logical first step. Just think about this for a moment. Until suddenly, you wake up and realize it was all created by your mind. Just let the absolute weight of that sink in for a second. That totally immersive world, the people you were just talking to, the solid ground you were walking on, it completely, instantly vanished the split second your eyes opened. The sheer terrifying power of your mind to construct an alternate reality so convincing that it entirely fools you, it's just staggering. It literally proves that your perception of reality is completely at the mercy of whatever state your brain happens to be in. And this brilliantly illustrates the core conflict we need to exploit to actually figure out which state we're in. Think about waking reality. It is incredibly stable. The laws of physics strictly apply. You drop a pen, it falls. You look away from a clock, and time just progresses normally. But dream reality, it's fundamentally unstable. It constantly shifts, it distorts, it completely breaks all the rules of nature. So if we ever want to know for sure whether we're awake or dreaming at any given moment, we have to test these rules. We have to actively look for the breaking points.
Which brings us right into Section 2, reality checks and bridging the gap.
So how do we practically tell the difference between a dream and waking reality? Well, we use reality checks. And this isn't just some abstract theory. We're talking about a daily, actionable habit. It's about taking a simple practice and using it to constantly poke and prod at the stability of the world around you. So here's your practical toolkit. Consider this your clear mental checklist to take with you. Number 1, the hand check. Number 2, the reading test. And number 3, the nose pinch test. You're going to take these 3 simple steps with you long after this explainer is over. Let's break down exactly how each of these actually works. First up, the hand check. Look closely at your hands and genuinely ask yourself, do they look normal? In fact, do me a favor and do this right now. Seriously, hold your hands up while you're listening to me. Look at your palms, count your fingers, look at the lines, the weird little textures of your skin. Do they look completely 100% normal? In waking life, of course they do, but in a dream? Because dreams are inherently unstable, hands almost always look super distorted. You might suddenly have 6 fingers, they might look like weird blurry shapes, or honestly, they might even seem to melt. Grounding yourself in this immediate physical sensation is your very first line of defense. Next up, we have the reading test. The instructions here are incredibly simple. Read a sentence, look away, and then look back and read it again to see if it changes. The whole reason this works relies entirely on that instability of the dream world we mapped out earlier. The dreaming brain really struggles to maintain static, complex info. So if you look at a digital clock or a street sign or even a book, look away and then look back, in a dream, that text is almost definitely going to subtly shift, distort, or literally change into entirely different words. But in waking reality, the text stays firmly, boringly locked in place. Finally, we've got the nose pinch test. Now, this one is highly effective. Gently pinch your nose closed and just try to breathe. If you do this right now in waking life, obviously you can't breathe through your nose. Waking world physics apply, right? But if you try this in a dream, because your actual physical body is lying in bed, still breathing perfectly fine, your dream body is often going to reflect that physical reality. So you will very likely still be able to breathe deeply, even though your nose is pinched firmly shut. It will feel instantly profoundly off. That specific glitch in physics, that is your definitive proof. Let's move to section 3 and see how this builds into the power of awareness, moving way beyond just the physical. Okay, so we've talked about the mechanical steps of testing reality, but to really master this whole thing, we need to elevate our understanding from just a simple how-to guide into a much deeper lesson on daily mindfulness. So the crucial point is this: awareness isn't just about the physical check itself, it is entirely about the genuine curiosity and presence behind the question. Look, if you just pinch your nose 50 times a day while absent-mindedly scrolling on your phone or walking to work, it is completely useless. Going through the physical motions without any focus is just meaningless. You have to actually stop, be completely present, look at your surroundings and ask, not casually but with deep, genuine curiosity, could this be a dream? Because here are the actual psychological mechanics at play. The more often you question reality, the more your mind deeply learns this habit. You are actively, deliberately programming your own subconscious. By making this genuine inquiry a repeating, non-negotiable part of your daily waking life, you are training your brain to be constantly skeptical of its surroundings. You're building a really powerful mental reflex. And then, the magic finally happens. Eventually, you will ask that same question inside a dream. Think about exactly how that pivotal moment is going to feel. You'll be casually walking through some totally bizarre dream landscape or talking to someone who definitely shouldn't be there, and out of pure conditioned habit, you'll pause. You will look down at your hands, you will pinch your nose. That reflex that you so carefully trained in the waking world finally crosses over the threshold right into the dream world. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what happens the exact second that reality check fails. In that moment, everything changes and you step through the doorway to becoming aware. When you can suddenly breathe through your pinched nose or you look down and your hand has 7 blurry fingers, the illusion just completely shatters. The dream simulation itself doesn't end, but your perception of it undergoes this profound, sudden, wildly exhilarating shift. You step right through the doorway. You look around at the insanely vivid world your mind has just created, and you experience that quiet, absolutely undeniable realization: this is a dream. In that singular, incredible moment, you are consciously, fully awake, while your physical body remains fast asleep. So my challenge to you is this: begin this practice today, like right now. But notice this really important caveat. Do this not with a sense of doubt, but with deep, genuine curiosity. Don't go through your day feeling paranoid about what's real and what's not. Instead, treat the physical world as a continuous, fascinating doorway to deeper awareness. Let every single reality check be a moment to simply ground yourself in the present, to really observe your real-world surroundings with calm focus, and to just marvel at the sheer, wild power of human perception. Which brings us right back to exactly where we started. I want you to look around you one more time. Really observe your surroundings right this second. And I'll leave you with this one, lingering thought to take with you for the rest of the day. Am I dreaming?